And I'm really grateful for this interview because I'm learning a lot. But I'm curious because, with the enthusiasm that you're showing, and as a co-founder, of course, that's very different from the enthusiasm that your team must have. Because they're your team members, right? They're not co-founders. How are you able to transfer this enthusiasm, if you will, or how are you able to influence them to make sure that they're onboarded, they know what to do, and they know what should the outcome be?
Yeah, this is actually a really, really important subject that we really focus on at Kaylee, right? Because when you work with somebody, right, the incentives sometimes don't align, right? Because like you're a co-founder, you stand to gain a lot of the benefits, right? But the thing is, like, benefits are not always monetary, right? Yes, that's part of it. You have to, compensate them well, and you have to make sure that you recognize them, and then you give them raises and things like that, right? That is a very, one-dimensional component, right? Compensation is one-dimensional component, right? And the way that I really truly think about this is that you can align and you can excite team members in a different way, right? And that really comes down to how you communicate the problem that you're trying to solve, right? And if you're truly trying to solve a meaningful problem, and the people that are writing applications and code that are going, hey, you know what? Like this piece of code is going to affect this change. They have a direct relationship to that, right? And if they see that someone uses that, they feel like enormous amount of joy. That is like outside of the monetary value, right? So, but it's all about how you communicate it and being able to transfer that kind of feeling to them, right? So what we do during the onboarding process is on the first couple of days is I literally sit down with them. And every single one, I have like a one-on-one for like with everybody. And that's actually super important because you not only have to get to know the person, but you also have to get to know where their strengths and weaknesses are, right? Because everybody has it, right? And you have to kind of be comfortable openly asking them these questions. And then in a very empathetic way, like just say, hey, you know what, these are okay, because we have to work with them, right? And we have to work with these, flaws. And they have to be able to like raise their hand and say, hey, you know what, I have this vulnerability, right? Because you don't want everyone to hide. Then you just set up this Swiss cheese kind of like foundation and everything collapses when you build a lot of pressure on it, right? So the way that we do this is I sit down with them and I literally explain to them the actual problem, no code. It just, I explain to them what happens in an American dental office. I explain to them where the problems are. We even get to read about the problems because we have this review thing called like Google reviews and also Yelp reviews, where patients of a dental office would go and leave review about the problem that we're solving. And it's like a 1-star review. And it's never about like the doctor doing like a bad job on clinical. It's always about how the office give them the wrong estimate and then charge them more for it later. But that's because the patient didn't understand the process, right? And also because the office did not have a complete information. They're working off of like estimates, and they're working off of like incomplete information that is very difficult to obtain, right? So a lot of the really difficult work gets really misunderstood, right? So these are the things that I communicate very openly. Like literally we will like show the pictures of like office managers and like people that are in the office who's working. So they get this like interpersonal kind of relationship to how they go about day-to-day life. So it's not, when you work with Kaylee, right, it's not just about you come in, you get your assignment, and with like the sprint tickets and things like that's not how it works at all, right? Like that's like probably like 1% of it, right? The other parts are like, okay, what are we building and how does this affect the individual, and what are we shipping to make that change, right? And that's always the conversation. So no matter who you are in Kaylee, if you ask them, what is the problem that you're solving, they can actually tell you what the problem they're solving. It's not just what the code they're writing for, right? Because they can actually know what it is for, right? And dentistry is actually really complex. And I'm really, blessed actually, also like, privileged that these team members understand the American garbage of the American dental industry, and then really being able to like interpersonally relate to it and go, oh, you know what, like, yeah, that really sucks. I don't have that problem here. I'm like, yeah, I know, sorry, this is America and we have American problems and it's like worse. So I think that's typically how we do it.
I know that I've been hearing like positive feedbacks from you, but would you recommend KodeAcross to others? 100%. Wow, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why would you recommend?
Selfishly, I would want to keep using KodeAcross and your capacity internally. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yes, let's use more of KodeAcross for Kaylee.ai. I sort of don't want to share you right now, but
okay.
Obviously, yes, I would highly recommend KodeAcross.
And as I hope you enjoyed that interview that I had with Jonas, again, the founder of Kaylee.ai, and we continue to look for meaningful partners, meaningful projects to work on. Reach out to us at KodeAcross.com, and together, let's build meaningful apps that change the world.
Everyone, Seiji here, the technical lead of KodeAcross. So, question is, how is it working with KodeAcross? Para sa akin, I would say it's very fun and challenging to work with KodeAcross. We have a lot of different clients, and these clients are very diverse. They have their own requirements, own objective, and at the same time, they're using different technologies to build their application. And for me as a technical lead, it's very challenging. Kailangan matugunan ko yung mga requirements nila, and at the same time, I should help them achieve their goals and objective by building their applications. And these are challenges that are on the way with our company. But this is also the way for me to learn and keep me up to date with the latest trend, and at the same time, to put me out of the comfort zone and out of my box. So, this is one of the opportunity that KodeAcross has given me. But yeah, we also have a lot of challenges. But despite of these challenges, nagagawa ko pa rin yung mga gusto ko. My life is flexible, my time is also flexible. I can do all of my hobbies just like playing games, biking, watching movies, and other stuffs that I want to do within my life. So, KodeAcross makes this possible. Even though I'm in the Netherlands, I can also do remote work as a technical lead. And this is one of the main objective and one of the main goal of KodeAcross. Building professionals throughout the world. So, if you want to learn more stuff, and if you want to be challenged, join us here at KodeAcross.
Hello everyone, I'm August, a junior developer here at KodeAcross, and I'm excited to share with you of how we can leverage technology to build amazing and meaningful applications that makes a real difference. So today, we're diving into the world of unit testing and AI-powered development. So how these tools can supercharge our coding process and improve the quality of apps that we build. So get ready to explore on how we can take our projects to the next level with smart and efficient testing techniques. So are you ready? So let's build meaningful apps that change the world. So what is unit testing? Unit testing is a way for us to test a part of the code, with unit referring to the smallest part of the code. This could be a single line of code, a method, or a class. It's worth noting that testing is more effective when we pass smaller chunks of code into unit testing, since the code tends to run faster, providing them with better performance. Also, unit testing helps identify defects or bugs in our code early in the development process, so allowing us to improve code quality from the start. So this leads to more maintainable and scalable code. So why learn unit testing? So first, it improves code quality, since unit testing helps detect bugs and issues in the smallest parts of the code, such as functions and methods. Since it targets each small unit, potential problems are quickly identified before they can spread to larger parts of the system. Unit testing provides early detection of issues, allowing them to be fixed immediately, so resulting in more stable and reliable code. It also prevents hidden bugs that may appear when different parts of the code are combined. And overall, unit testing leads to improved code quality. So next one is helps maintainability. So for example, as a project grows, refactoring becomes inevitable. Unit testing gives developers the confidence to refactor code without accidentally breaking existing functionality and ensuring stability throughout changes. So the next is promote modular and clean code. So writing unit tests encourage developers to create decoupled and modular code, essentially breaking down methods or functions into smaller, manageable parts whenever possible. So by breaking down functions or methods, it becomes easier to debug potential errors in the code. So the next one is enhanced testing benefits with popular frameworks. So the first one is JUnit. So what is JUnit? JUnit testing is a framework for Java language, specifically designed for use within the Java environment. So like any other testing frameworks, one main purpose of implementing JUnit is to improve code quality. So resulting in code that is reliable, readable, and free of bugs. And an important point to note is that whenever a new code is added, all test cases should be re-executed to ensure no existing functionality has been broken. So the next framework would be NUnit testing. So NUnit testing, on the other hand, is a framework for all .NET languages, supporting .NET 5 and .NET Core frameworks. And it can also be used with C# as well. So NUnit test framework allows tests to run in parallel, in sequence, or in an ordered manner, providing flexibility in how tests are executed. So short explanation for these types of execution. So first, parallel execution. What it means, NUnit can run multiple tests at the same time across different threads or processors, or rather than executing them one after the other. So the next one would be sequential execution. Tests are executed one after the other, so sequentially. So this is the default behavior in NUnit unless parallel execution is explicitly enabled. So the next one is ordered execution. NUnit allows you to specify order in which tests should run by assigning order value to each test. This feature is useful when certain tests depends on the state created by the other tests. However, using ordered execution is generally discouraged, as unit tests are expected to be independent of each other. Tests should not rely on other execution to pass or fail. So the next framework would be Jest. So what is Jest? Jest is a JavaScript unit testing library designed for JavaScript environment, including TypeScript, and can also be used with libraries such as React, Node.js, and Vue.js. So fun fact, Jest was developed by Facebook and is widely known for its simplicity, performance, and rich set of features for writing and running tests. So here are some examples in Jest of the best practices you can do in writing unit tests. So first, when writing unit tests, using descriptive test names is very crucial for clarity and maintainability. A well-chosen name for each test case provides immediate insights into what the test is verifying, so which is essential for understanding the purpose of the test and for effective collaboration within the development. So the next one is write small and focus test, single responsibility principle. So instead of cramming multiple function tests into one unit testing function, it's better to create separate unit test functions for each individual functions you want to test. It is very important since if a test fails, it's immediately clear which specific function is causing the issue. So this isolation allows developer to address problems more efficiently, as they don't have to investigate a batch of tests to find the source of failure. So here's a very short and simple example on how to implement Jest into your JavaScript project. So first, you will need to run this command in your terminal to generate a package.json file. And after you have generated a package.json file, you'll need to run this command, and you can refer to the terminal, by the way. So after running this command, you can now use Jest in your JavaScript project. So I have pre-created these steps. So I now have two files for JavaScript files to store my functions, and JavaScript test files to store my test functions. So here is a very simple function that I have created to test in our JavaScript test file. So here you can see, so this line imports the sum function from the sum.js file, which is to export a function that takes two numbers and returns their sum. So importing the function allows us to test it. So the next one is the test function. So test is a Jest function used to define a test case. So the first argument adds 1 plus 2 equals to 3 is a description of the test, explaining what it's supposed to check. And the second argument is a function where the actual test logic is written. So the expect sum and the parameters called the sum function with 1 and 2 argument. This produces the results we're testing. So this part dot to be is a matcher function in Jest that check if the result of sum 1 and 2 is exactly 3. So if the sum of 1 and 2 does indeed equal to 3, the test will pass, and if does not, the test will fail. So here's how you run these tests. So npm test. So you need to run this command on your terminal, and just wait for a little bit. And there you go. So that is how Jest is implemented on your JavaScript. So the next one is integrating AI in unit testing. So leveraging AI for unit testing, AI can analyze historical testing data to predict potential failures. So adapt testing strategies in real time, and even assist in debugging by suggesting solution-based patterns and past issues within the code. So integrating AI not only accelerates the development cycle, but also improves the code quality. Another valuable benefits for developers is that it saves significant time, allowing them to focus on other tasks instead of repeatedly handling testing tasks. So AI integration steps. So various environments and technologies to utilize in unit testing. So we need to understand the best way to integrate AI tools with the technology that we are using. So here are the simplest steps for integrating AI into our project. So first, define objectives. Identify specific goals for AI integration, such as improving test coverage, enhancing test generations, or accelerating feedback loops in testing process. So the next would be select and implement AI tools. Choose the suitable AI tools that aligns with your testing needs, and integrate them into your existing testing frameworks or CI/CD pipeline. So the next one is automate testing processes. Use AI capabilities to automate the generation and execution of unit tests, ensuring that edge cases and critical scenarios are covered effectively. So next one is monitor and optimize. Continuously assess the performance of AI driven tests, gather insights, and refine your testing strategies to enhance the test qualities and effectiveness over time. Along with the advancements of AI, here are some key benefits that can provide us in conjunction with unit testing. So the next topic would be the key benefits of AI in unit testing. So with the advancement of AI, we can leverage its key benefits to enhance the structure and efficiency of writing unit testing codes, and as well as our overall development process. So the first benefit would be enhanced test coverage. So AI powered test coverage enhances software quality by analyzing code bases to identify untested paths and edge cases that manual testing might miss. So, by mapping out complex code interaction, AI can automatically generate targeted tests for scenarios such as conditional logic and error handling. So, ensuring more comprehensive test coverage. So, this approach adapts dynamically to code changes, catching new risks early, and minimizing redundant tests. So the result is a robust, efficient testing process that improves reliability, reduces bugs in production, and ultimately leads to higher quality software. So the next key benefits would be automated test generation. So automated test generation with AI transform the testing process by creating unit tests directly from the existing code base. So significantly reducing the time and effort developers typically spend on manual test creations. So using advanced algorithms, AI tools analyzes the structure, dependencies, and logic of the code to generate targeted test cases that covers the essential functionality and edge cases. So this ensures a high level of accuracy and consistency as the generated test aligns with the actual code logic, helping to catch potential bugs early. So by automating this process, developers are free to focus more on the building of new features and improving application functionality, while AI ensures that the foundational code is thoroughly tested and reliable. So this leads to a faster and more efficient development lifecycle and better overall software quality. So lastly, faster feedback loops. AI-driven testing accelerates feedback loops by executing tests swiftly and efficiently, giving developers near insights into code quality and potential issues. So by integrating directly into a CI/CD pipeline, AI-powered tests provides feedback at each stage of the development, enabling teams to identify and resolve bugs before they escalate. So this real-time feedback allows for continuous quality checks, catching errors when they are simpler and less costly to fix. And the immediacy of AI-driven feedback also streamlines collaboration across teams as everyone has access to the latest quality reports, minimizing bottlenecks and ensuring that development progress smoothly. Ultimately, faster feedback leads to shorter development life cycles and fewer regressions and quicker time to market, all while maintaining high quality software. So the next are AI tools that we can use along with our unit testing. So the first one is DiffBlue. So DiffBlue utilizes artificial intelligence to automatically generate Java unit tests. So it creates tests based on your existing code to enhance test coverage, significantly reducing the time developers spend manually on writing tests. So this tool can also identify edge cases that might have been overlooked, ensuring more thorough testing process. So by automating the test writing process, DiffBlue allows developers to focus on higher level designs and implementation tasks, leading to improved productivity and code quality. So the next is testing. So testing uses machine learning to enhance stability and reliability of the automated tests we've created. So it assists in identifying test patterns, optimizing test executions, and adapting to change in user interface or UI or application code. So by leveraging machine learning algorithms, testing can analyze previous test runs and adjust the test accordingly, making them more resilient to changes that might otherwise cause test failures. So another one is Functionize. So Functionize leverages artificial intelligence to create and execute automated tests without the need for complex coding. So the platform learns from your existing tests and can automatically update them as the application evolves. So significantly reducing the effort required for maintenance. So this feature is particularly beneficial in dynamic development where frequent changes are made to the application. So the last one is Applet Tools. So Applet Tools specializes in visual AI testing, which ensures that the user interface or UI looks and functions correctly across different platforms and devices. So its algorithms can detect visual bugs that traditional units or unit tests might overlook, such as layout shifts, color variation, or component misalignments. This capability is essential for maintaining a consistent user experience, especially in applications that require high level of visual fidelity. So, yeah. So, thank you for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this talk, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok at KodeAcross. So also check out our website, KodeAcross.com, for more information. So we want to hear from you. And if you have topics you'd like for us to cover or want to join us live in our Tech Talk, comment down below. So let's build meaningful apps that change the world. Thank you again. So, hi guys. If may tanong kayo, pwede nyo lang i-comment yung mga tanong nyo sa ano sa comment and comment down below. Sorry. So, ayun. Ayun, so guys, kung wala na kayong itatanong, i-end ko na po yung tech talk ko. And again, maraming salamat po sa pakikinig sa mga tech talks namin, and see you again on the next tech talk. So thank you guys. Have a great night.
So now that we're talking about partnerships, I'd like to ask, how's your experience working with KodeAcross overall?
Oh, it's been awesome.
Oh, thank you.
It's been amazing so far, right? So you are involved enough with the process, but you also have very responsible PMs on the project. I don't know if I'm supposed to use it, but Seiji's been great, right?
Mhm.
He understands the problem. He understands, so you need somebody that's going to get in there and figure out the industry you're in,
Right.
figuring out the problem that you're trying to solve, and looking at the solution that you're providing. It's like, oh, is this actually going to work? They kind of have to believe in the product that you're
Right.
building. And I think our team does,
Mhm.
because we provide them the feedback from the WeOB team saying, hey, this is how we want to tackle the problem. This is why we're doing this.
Mhm.
So you have to give them the why, and then they'll see, and they'll buy in. So you sort of need that buy-in from your team.
Yeah. Prior to working with us, Jonas, you know that we're from the Philippines, right?
Yes.
Did you have any like hesitations initially?
We do actually. I'm Filipino,
Mhm.
right? I've done a few projects, right? We've actually built a lot of little products here and there, and we've had mixed results with our devs in the Philippines. So handling remote work is always tricky.
Yeah.
So we had one successful startup where it was a year-long project, and we were able to deliver the MVP well, right? But that was a long-term 1 year to build that product. But even through that, we had issues with some of the team members dropping off. And even in sprint planning, or when it was time for an epic, it's like, where
are
is
they?
this person? We're supposed
Can't
to
find them.
yeah, we're supposed to run our sprint today, and there's nobody to be found. So that happens in this industry. So that's kind of one of our biggest worries is, how do you keep track of everybody? What happens when they disappear?
Mhm. And
Right.
so far, like, did that happen with KodeAcross? Like, no.
No,
We're always there, right?
You're always there. We don't worry about that at
Yeah.
all, and that's worth it. Just
It's the peace of mind.
a peace of mind.
Yeah, it's the peace of mind.
It's scary to think that somebody could just not show up, and
Yeah.
you're relying on that code, right?
Especially if you're in the race, like you're
Yes.
trying to build something quick and fast.
Yes, and we are not the only ones who are building something like
Yeah.
this. The problem needs solving. So there's a lot of smart people in the industry, and they're like, wait, we can solve for that. We can solve for that. So we have to. There is a race to this.
So people need to be like to take ownership,
They
like
have to be
basically feel
accountable.
like
They have to be
accountability.
there. Yeah.
So what do you like most about working with KodeAcross?
It is that accountability piece. It's part of the thing that actually you and I, with Lewis, we were having a conversation about. One of our devs hasn't slept, right? Because they just keep working
Yeah.
night in, night out. There's obviously a time difference. Lewis is in the Silicon Valley, right? He's in the Bay Area. I'm in the East Coast of the U.S. I work out of Cambridge, Mass. And you're obviously in the Philippines. Seiji's in a different country. So there's all these time zones that we're working across. We don't expect everybody to work every time zone all the time. But one of your devs has just not been sleeping. So we've been telling them
To sleep.
and get
Yeah.
rest, get some exercise. So I like that. You're trying to balance their life a little bit, you know. So that's more than what others would tell their employees to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're encouraging them to not sleep or
Right,
anything
right.
like that. It's just that it's their own decision because they really want the project to be successful.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's that.
It is pretty exciting
Yeah.
to make it work, and I think next week when we have another part of our launch, they're going to have direct interaction with some of our employees at Wheelby. So they're going to see it's like, hey, this is helping, you know, Steven out with his work already. It's making an impact. So they'll see that every piece of code that they do has a direct impact to the lives of employees and other workers who are working in this industry. So it's going to be great.
I hope you enjoyed that interview that I had with Jonas, again, the founder of Kaylee.ai. And we continue to look for meaningful partners, meaningful projects to work on. So reach out to us at KodeAcross.com, and together, let's build meaningful apps that change the world.